Hello channel, welcome back everyone. Hope you're all enjoying the weekend. It's been pretty sunny here in Scotland, so that's always pretty good. We've got a few sweats running as well. So on this one we'll not be spending a lot of time today, but Celtic are playing obviously midweek in the Champions League, so we've got a preview of all the games, best fixtures. We've got All-Star and Under 23. There's no regions open this week, and before that we'll have a quick recap on what's happened this weekend. So firstly, I had a bit of a punt at the streaks in the EPL. That was a bit of a disaster. Brighton conceded in the 96th minute. Adingra got an assist, but it's not been given as an assist by Opta. I think it has in FPL, but not by Opta. So yeah, I don't think we'll be hitting any 360s there. Matt Riley on penalties and stuff for Brighton, so I have decided to get some limited Brighton cards. I've got a really fun sweat again in the JPL. I've got Deja Vu, Senny Lamens for a clean sheet. Do have one guy ahead of me who's got Josimir Alcacer, and above that, the other teams are basically all out. So I think 2 fixtures left. I think so. Charleroi, Antwerp, and Cercle against Westerlo. STVV are in running just now, so really good chance for a win. Adam Zorgan, what player, man, just sensational. Like I think 7 key passes or something, amazing. Hit the streak. Obviously, this team is going to go up at pretty good for a D3 team, right? So it's not going to be in D3 for very long. We've actually picked up as our Gan Rare now as well. The Lamens mistake last weekend cost me hugely because would have hit the streak again here in Belgium, but again we're just building back up to those higher streaks. Lea Kubos on a clean sheet at the moment, so reasonable chance in D2 maybe getting a wee bit of cash here as well. Nothing else to write home about. Eredivisie, disaster. Don't even think I'm going to hit the 250 or whatever it's supposed to be. Hwang, rubbish. Rente, rubbish. Plia get injured. Maduro started, conceded already. So yeah, no easy streaks there. MLS, relying on Nashville as per, really in super rare. Zinkernagel in with the Nashville guys and rare as well, so you never know from that point of view. Hopefully build up some streaks there as well. Messi in with Nashville, so still in running, and Najar in Division 2 could really see a reasonable wee cash there as well. Challenger, yeah, I mean, no Markman was pretty poor. I was running out of players at that point, to be perfectly honest. Just one of those things. No Celtic this weekend, still building up. Well, I picked up a few Braga guys now. Hornacek, goalkeeper, looks pretty good. We'll come back to midweek fixtures. And Celtic and obviously Sporting still in running. Armani, clean sheet would be a decent result. Projected 12, but could sneak into top places with a bit of a obviously in contender. And then we'll go on to the actual heartbreak. So yeah, we're on the 4th streak, needed 460. Somehow managed to get 455.73, so basically 1 tackle, 1 interception or whatever away. It still has to be rescored. I watched the game. I have to say the scoring in South Korea is absolutely horrendous. I mean, there was at least 2 duels I seen that Sabag won against defenders and just nothing was added on for it, honestly. I guess that can happen with Opta sometimes as well. She do get lots of rescores. Hoping with Sasaki being captain that if there's a reasonable rescore there, it'd be good. Also, for some reason, my Division 3 team is the one that's done the best. And Canales can still bring it home as well. He's going to need 100, which is always possible for him. I mean, obviously at home, could get good A, and we'll see. The other contender ones were pretty poor, although I'm just building up the streaks again there. So I think actually still in amongst the streaks. Champion, pretty poor. I mean, Liverpool never kept a clean sheet. Reece James one to watch out for. Watch that Chelsea Palace game there, and he's on some sets and things, so definitely one to look out for. Anyways, I'm going to have a look at preview. Let's preview Celtic as well, and then we'll have a quick look at what's available to win. So, spreadsheet by Sorare probabilities. I know when you're watching the crafting video, everybody's really enjoyed the wee add-on, which is the sort of tool for crafting. I have got the link tree to the free trial for Sorare probabilities in the channel bio. I don't get anything for referring it. I've just been using this for a long time. I actually used this when people were using Sorare data. So there we go. You can go back to videos if you don't believe me. So best fixtures, got this sorted to expected team goals first and foremost, and you can see on here we've got the clean sheet percentages as well. So Braga, a really good fixture against Lincoln Red Imps, 2.83 expected goals and 62% clean sheet percentage. So I've picked up a Hornacek limited. He's quite expensive and rare, being an under 23 goalkeeper as well. Braga have got some other good players as well. So Salazar's kind of a wee bit more in and out, but takes pens. And then we've got guys like Horta, who are pretty good and established in the Portuguese league. Celtic against Kairat Almaty, 2.75 expected team goals, 58%, 59% clean sheet percentage. We'll have a wee look at Celtic once we went through the prediction. Mitch Island against Cups, 2.75 XG, 53% clean sheet percentage. Does look like Big Elias Olsen's won the place there. He was excellent today as well, put in a huge score, and Sorare were loads of saves. So I think Loso is toast. So if you're looking for a midweek goalkeeper, then Olsen's a pretty good shout. Simsier was on the bench, then came on, got an assist. So I think he'll start midweek, as should Dew. Crystal Palace looked really solid against Chelsea today, I must admit. Pretty impressive, hard to break down. Playing against Fredrikstad, I don't know if that's guaranteed because obviously all this stuff with the Leon thing and competitions, etc. But 2.58 XG, 59% clean sheet percentage. Vallecano, sneaky one there, 64% clean sheet percentage. So yeah, if you've got some Vallecano players for the La Liga stuff, then that's pretty good. Neman Grodno they're playing against, 2.49 XG as well. These teams are pretty interesting because if you get some of these guys who get in the group stages, then Sorare sometimes do cash comps for them as well. Sparta Prague have not really got any cards. Well, Peter Vindal's got some goalkeeper cards on there, just classic ones. Palmeiras, again, not in season at the moment. River Plate against Libertad, so again, 59% clean sheet percentage, Franco Armani, etc. It is All-Star and everything this weekend, so there's no in-season versions. Anything else really sticking out here? Nothing else that's huge. I think that covers the best fixtures. Seattle Sounders get a pretty decent fixture against Puebla. They've been pretty good recently. AZ are playing as well. Again, though, a bit of a more difficult fixture, 1.69 XG is still pretty reasonable. Troy Parrott been on great form. Who else have we got playing this week? We've got Benfica playing against Fenerbahce, so that's a tough fixture. There's no Bruges and Rangers because the deadline's been moved to later on, so you've got a bit more time to set the teams, but because of the last La Liga game, the deadline's moved to later on, and Bruges and Rangers was actually already in the weekend. So let's have a look at the Celtic lineup prediction and have a bit of a chat about this. So what's happened since we've had a look last? So Celtic played Falkirk in the Cup. This is on Sorare Inside now, so these are the percentages on the site as well. So if anybody's new, the percentage from Sorare Inside pull through to the site, so you get the percentages, but you don't get this info. If you want to sign up, then you can use code McBride10 and you'll get a wee discount, which is 10%, funnily enough. So yeah, Celtic beat Falkirk 4-1 in the Cup. There's a few changes. Some familiar faces did start. Tierney and Johnson started. It was Trusty and Dane Murray at centre-half. Arnie Engels started, was excellent. McGregor started but came off. And then up front, Maeda started, Forrest. So, there's going to be a bit of sort of chopping and changing and everything. I expect this to be a really strong team. So a couple of things to note. Inamura is not in the Champions League squad, so he won't be playing. Celtic can add up to 2 signings until Tuesday, so this could still change, so watch out for news. Sinisalo actually started the cup game, and the manager was basically asked, is he going to be the cup goalkeeper? And he said that the plan was they could have sent him out on loan this season for games, but he was really good towards the end of last season and he'll get some games. Now, I don't know if that means some games as in Schmeichel's a risk against Livingston at the weekend. I really don't know, but we'll come back to that in the video midweek. So anyways, backline, Tierney, nailed. Started again against Falkirk, actually looked really good again. Got his customary 60-70 minutes. Scales and Trusty is an interesting one. I don't think Scales is going to stay in for a lot of these games. I really don't. But I think it might be in a void position at the moment. The reason I say that is Celtic haven't signed backup for Kieran Tierney. Anytime Tierney's come off, Scales has moved to the left-hand side, and Rodgers has talked in the past about how Scales can cover left back. So with Dane Murray signing a new contract with Simpson Pusey coming in, I think that there'll be a lot of times where Trusty will come in and partner Carter Vickers. You'll have Jamai, as I call him, with like pronunciation stuff, being back up, and then Scales rotating a bit with Tierney. Should still score pretty well at left back, but I think probably score better as centre half Scales. So there we go. That could affect things. Midfield, Cal McGregor just always starts. Hatate, I think, pretty nailed for a game like this. Like usually starts in Europe. Engels is an interesting one. So Nygren is a very good player, but mainly been utilised against low blocks. Now I think Kairat might come in and play as a low block. I don't know, but Engels was brilliant against Falkirk, and I think he'll start this one. In all honesty, I just don't think. Obviously, right wing. We've got Yang at 40%. Probably Forrest, arguably ahead of him just now. I don't know. Forrest started in the cup, so that could just be sort of rotation. But when Nygren came on, played a bit of right wing in the cup as well. He moved to right wing at the end of the game against Aberdeen, so it's a definite possibility that Engels starts and Nygren plays further forward. I think Ida will come back in. The only sort of other suggestion would be that Maeda might move central. You could have Nygren playing off the right and maybe Forrest or something playing off the left. Celtic are in the market for wingers as well, so be careful with all that. I think the main name that's sort of linked at the moment is Jacob Breum. The noises seem to be that we're trying to sign forward players anyway, so maybe another striker coming in. I don't know. I would think we'd be better signing a winger and moving Maeda through the middle, but he seems to think that this is going to be maybe this season, and then obviously over and above that, with the sort of options that are available, you might find that some guys like Johnny Kenny or Callum Osmond, etc., might actually be loaned out. So it looks as if they've got a lot of players there just now, but a few of those guys might actually have to go out and get some minutes. So anyways, we've got All-Star, we've got under 23 playing midweek. There's some really good prizes here as well. I mean, I think the first thing to point out is, for example, U23. So Super Rare pays out a star this midweek, and if you look at the options that are available, it's just become chock full of actual stars. So that's one thing to watch out for. Obviously, it can be a bit disappointing at the moment that you're in a situation where there's no cash comps midweek and there's no regions open or there's no streaks. But we're looking at much better prize pools. One of my questions was, and I just assumed that actually for All-Star you would be able to win champion stars as well. So obviously if you're playing champion at the weekend, you can only win champ players. All-Star is a bit more varied, but and the All-Star pools think have been updated now as well. So if you get yourself up there, you've got your Yamals, Pedris, Mbappe, Cole Palmer, and the like. Verts, they are all there as well. So I'm going to have a look at the spreadsheet again, see what my own best players are, and then I'm going to leave the lineup selections just a wee bit just now. Personally, I'm not going to pick any teams, I don't think, on this. I might do it under 23 actually, but there we go. So this is a bit I really love about Sorare probabilities, because obviously it pulls down your best players. So firstly, I've got goalkeepers set to clean sheet percentages. I think that makes a lot of sense. Hornacek I mentioned earlier, so that makes a lot of sense based on the actual XG and everything for the predicted fixtures. So yeah, good option for both All-Star or under 23 Hornacek. Braga, a really good fixture. Peter Vindal, I mentioned, he's more of a classic card type guy. Only can use him in Europe. Franco Armani's there. Kasper Schmeichel. I mean, yes, predicted 17 AA. I don't know if Kairat will pose much of a threat in terms of AA, but yeah, home Celtic, pretty good. Rodrigo Reyes there, he's a classic card. These are my players, by the way. Kosai Tani, sneaky one. I forgot that Makida, etc. are playing. So again, you could use Tani in the under 23s. Makida been pretty good recently. Actually starting to find a bit more reasonable form. Wuso Juro playing today, not very well by the looks of it, but there we go. Kaizuki Osako for Sanfrecce, always pretty good at home. Kojima. So there's a few sort of Japanese games, etc. as well, but not enough to open contender by the looks of it. Defence wise, Lager Bielke, if he plays for Braga, is definitely an option. Trusty, as I said, probably a bit of an avoid with Trusty and Scales. I don't know, you're probably more likely to have a reasonable chance with Scales because, Tierney rarely sees out the 90 minutes anyway, but, he's an AA guy, so you want him to have time to pitch. Carter Vickers was rested at the weekend, so he'll be nailed. Anything else sticking out? Alistair Johnson, really back to good form as well. So yeah, if you're going to be picking somebody there, those are definitely good options. Midfield, Dario Osorio assist today. So Midtjylland really got high X Team G. So what's that thing? XTG, X Team goals. Yeah. Sims here, definitely one who started the season really well. Him and Deschamps really flying for Midtjylland. Arne Engels said, I think he'll start actually. The other thing to point out is if Engels starts, then it affects Nygren's sets because Engels really good at delivery, and Engels is usually the man on pens as well. I'll be interested to see what happens in the transfer window with Celtic still looking for players as well. Who else we got here? Obviously, guys like Shaqiri, etc., playing midweek, which is pretty good too. I'd mentioned Rodrigo Salazar earlier. He looks to be taking some penalties for Braga, etc. up front. So Kenny, Yang, don't think they'll start. Probably should have Forrest ahead of Yang, if I'm honest, in the predictions. Horta is one I mentioned, so he could be a good one for midweek as well. Just love it when you're doing a video and random stuff starts in the middle of it. Anyway, technical glitches. It's too hot in Scotland. The laptop's humped. Maeda with a projected 98. I mean, I don't think he's going to do 98 based on AA, etc. He scored a good goal in the cup against Falkirk. Troy Parrott with a high expected score. It's just that sort of stuff, just based on the actual XG of the game, etc. there as well. Bertuccini started for Anderlecht today, which is pretty good. As I was talking about earlier, Nygren, lower projected score. I mean, obviously there's not enough data with Celtic to just nail all this down, but Engels in the team does affect him a wee bit, and Engels is usually the penalty taker as well. When Ida's on, Ida sometimes gets penalties, so that's what I was sort of referring to a wee bit early on also. So, in terms of what's going on, I wish stuff would just stop randomly opening on my screen. That would be a good start. But yeah, there's lots to play for. Obviously, midweek, All-Star, under 23, but I think like the quality of the prizes is a good bit better. I'm not going to, as I said earlier, pick any major lineups just now because there's still stuff happening. Like even with Celtic, still could be signing players, but 20 stars in limited, 5 stars in rare, and then in super rare, I think midweek's max tier 1, but there is a star super rare in the under 23s, which I'm quite glad about. It's about time there's a bit of focus on under 23s. Obviously, a lot of those classic side of things of like lost out with the no cashing classic thing, but quite enjoying the classic side, 7-a-side. DMPs are a bit more difficult, but we're not going to go into that in this video. Anyways, I'm going to end there. That's I was previewed the midweek, best fixtures, Celtic preview as well. So covered all the main stuff. I'm going to go away and sweat another Senny Lammens effort at a clean sheet. Seems to be like every week at the moment, but I'm pleased to be up there in the top 10, playing against obviously a lot of big managers there, Pranks, etc., whacking into uniques, and pretty pleased with how the gallery build has gone from that point of view. Anyways, if you're playing midweek, we'll end in the customary fashion. Good luck. Go fuck.